off to the phones once again, and it's John in Kelly Bray. Hello, John.
Hello there, nice to speak to you.
Well, thanks for coming onto the programme. Now, what would you like to say?
Well, me and my wife were actually enjoying a day off. We went all the way down to Loo Beach, which is a very picturesque, lovely place.
Yes.
As we were on the pier, which stretched out a little bit further than we imagined, we ended up at the end of the pier, and it was quite a bad incident we had down there with the weather. We weren't actually aware that it was going to be quite that bad, and there was what I could best describe as a large wave came over the top. We were the only ones on it at the time, and it pretty much slapped my wife on the behind without us even. But it was quite tragic what happened after that. There was no signs up or anything warning you of being careful. But the wave slapped my wife, and we were carrying our chips at the time, and they landed all over the floor, and it was quite distressing because the way that the chips had landed on the floor, it was quite reminiscent of my late mother. So we had quite a lot of distress that afternoon.
Right. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, just seeing a chippy face on the ground there was a bit too much. And we didn't know who to complain to. Do you complain to the council or what,
Right. I don't really understand, John. I'm a little bit confused. I do apologise. What do you mean? Why would you want to complain to the council?
Because that wave slapped my wife on her backside, and the chippy face on the floor was my late mother's face.
John, don't take this the wrong way, but are you having me on?
No, I'm not having anyone on, because I did actually think about calling into the council, but there's nowhere that you can actually...
I don't quite understand how the chippy face is your mother-in-law's.
Well,
have I missed something here?
No, that was my late mother's face, actually.
What, in a bowl of chips?
No,
in a plate of chips on the pier?
No, on the floor. The way they had fallen from being hit by the wave, actually it was reminiscent of my wife, my darling mother's face. And I wouldn't blame my wife for that, because she didn't know she was going to get hit by the wave.
But I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I don't take this the wrong way, but I still don't quite understand. John, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so you were hit by a wave, your wife was hit by a wave. She dropped her chips.
On the floor.
Yeah. I don't really understand where your mother comes into it.
Because the chips looked reminiscent of my mother's face, the way that they'd fallen on the ground. And that caused some emotional distress to me and my wife.
All right.
She was very close to her.
Well, I do apologise. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm still not sure why you can blame the council for that, because they have no jurisdiction over the waves, do they?
Well, they should. Well, to be honest with you, it didn't say anything about the waves hitting people. There's no signs or anything up, because that's essentially violence caused by the waves against my wife. It didn't touch her in the safe zone or anything.
No.
It touched her on the
all right.
but behind.
Okay, well, thank you ever so much, John, anyway, for coming on to the programme. All right, all the best. Thank you, then. Bye-bye, bye. There we go. Oh, is it just me? I'm not quite sure what to make of that, but there we are. Thank you very much, John in Kelly Bray, for that call. It's 25 to 2 now. There we go. As I say, do have a look at our Facebook page as well if you'd like to see some photographs of